Have you ever wondered how the richest people in the world today measure up against the richest people in history? Does Bill Gates really have more wealth than Genghis Khan had? How wealthy was Joseph Stalin, really? Is his wealth measured more than with actual money? Well, today you're going to find out. We're going to be talking about the richest people not today, but in history. Before we continue, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and click on that notification bell so you never miss a video. Here are the top 10 richest people in history. Number 10. Cornelius Vanderbilt. Starting off our list at number 10, we have Cornelius Vanderbilt. He earned his fortune through the building of railroads and shipping lines during the 1800s and ended up becoming one of the most famous names in American history. He is nicknamed the Commodore and is known for owning the New York Central Railroad. Considered as one of the people who embraced the technological advances that society would embark on, he is widely recognized as one of the people who has contributed to the corporate economy that the United States would be known for in the 21st century. He is also the founder of Vanderbilt University, and his family name carries just as much influence today as it did during his time. Vanderbilt amassed a wealth of over $185 billion, with the majority coming later in his life as he expanded his railroad empire into the Civil War, making him a worthy number 10 on our list. Number 9. Henry Ford. Up next at number 9, we have Henry Ford. If any of you own a car under the Ford brand, then you obviously have this man to thank. Henry Ford was one of the most successful businessmen in the world. His $200 billion net worth speaks for itself. He founded Ford Motor Company, which brought automobiles to the masses. He was also the chief developer of the assembly line technique of mass production. Ford not only contributed to automobiles, but to mass-produced products all over the world. The automobile was seen as an expensive luxury and curiosity, but with his vision, he was able to bring this mode of transportation to the average working-class stiff. He also championed instituting higher wages for his workers, which brought upon the assembly line, which resulted into the masses having access to goods that they normally wouldn't have. Henry Ford was definitely a man of the people, and each time you consume a product that is mass-produced or ride in a Ford pickup truck, keep in mind the man responsible for those things. Number 8. Mansa Musa. At number 8, we have the famous king of Timbuktu, Mansa Musa. His West African kingdom was said to be the largest producer of gold in the world, and it came at a time when gold was in extremely high demand. He had more money than most people have since. In fact, there is no accurate way to measure Musa's wealth. That's how rich he was. There are barely any records of his finances during his time, and most people have said that his riches would be impossible to describe. His pilgrimage to Mecca is a prime example of this. Musa's spending was so lavish that it caused a currency crisis in Egypt. Dozens of camels, each carrying hundreds of pounds of gold, 200,000 men, including 40,000 archers. It was extravagant, to say the least. At that time, he was the richest man to ever live. No words could even begin to explain his wealth. You know you're pretty rich when people can't even put a number on it. Number 8. Augustus Caesar. His brother may have been the more popular one, but Augustus is definitely the richer one. The Roman Empire accounted for over 30% of the world's economic output, and, to top it off, his own personal wealth was equivalent to a fifth of the Roman Empire. In today's figures, that would amass to approximately $4.6 trillion. Yes, you heard that right, with a T. I mean, he basically owned all of Egypt during that time, so it shouldn't come to anyone's surprise how loaded he was. If only his brother was alive to witness Augustus's success. Number 7. William the Conqueror. At number 7, we have William the Conqueror. He is best known for being the first Norman king of England after he led the final successful invasion of England. After disposing of the monarchy, he took over on his own and reigned from 1066 to 1087. His wealth is estimated to be around $229 billion. They said that he was a descendant of Viking invaders from years before, making invasion in his blood. Nobody knows if the rumor was true, but he was also given the name of William the Bastard. If you ask me, William the Conqueror just has a better ring to it. Number 6. Joseph Stalin. Next, at number 6, we have the former leader of the Soviet Union, Joseph Stalin. Arguably one of the most popular historical figures of all time, the Russian dictator rarely finds his names in any historical economics discussion. He did, after all, control one of the largest economies in the world. You may not be able to separate his wealth from the wealth of the Soviet Union, but due to his complete control of the USSR, combined with his economic might, we have him named as one of the richest people of all time. Stalin had complete control of a nation that made up for 9.5% of the global economic output. That would be $7 trillion today. It may not have belonged to him technically, but there were a lot of things that weren't technically true, but people knew how things worked in Russia. It may not have been his wealth, but he controlled the wealth of the country. It's up for historians to decide how they want to see that. Number 5. Nikolai Alexandrovich Romanov. At number 5, we have Nikolai Alexandrovich Romanov. Before Stalin overthrew Vladimir Lenin's government after the Russian Revolution, the country was ruled by their mighty Emperor Romanov, also known as Tsar Nicholas II. He had amassed over $300 billion in wealth and had a strong hold on the country. In fact, he was recognized as a saint by the Russian Orthodox Church and is the wealthiest saint in history. He and his family were executed by the Bolsheviks during the Russian Revolution. Number 4. John D. Rockefeller. Up next at number 4, we have John D. Rockefeller. Rockefeller is a perfect example of how an investment can pay off. He began investing in the petroleum industry in 1863. 17 years later, his Standard Oil Company controlled 90% of American oil production. That should give you an idea of the great investments resulting in massive wealth. According to the New York Times, Rockefeller was worth around $1.5 billion in 1918. That amount today is $341 billion. And that thing he invested in called oil is worth even more today. He was ahead of his time. Number 3. Bill Gates. Up until today, he was the richest living person in the world. He did found Microsoft, one of the leading computer software and hardware brands in the world. To talk about his wealth would be futile. Most of the living world already knows how rich this man is. And while Jeff Bezos has the current highest net worth, Bill Gates still has a historically better net worth overall. But today, Bill Gates was surpassed by another rich tycoon making waves in his own niche: futuristic transportation. Number 2. Elon Musk. At number 2, we have Elon Musk. It was announced literally 30 minutes before we made this video that Elon Musk has surpassed Bill Gates in overall wealth, cementing his legacy as one of the richest and most successful people in the world. The Tesla and SpaceX CEO has been imprinting his mark on the world the past couple of years. With new advanced AI, as well as futuristic transportation that could very well be the norm for transportation everywhere in 10 years, Elon Musk is one of the few people that is actually changing the world as we speak. He also has a very interesting personality. Some people even theorize that he is an alien trying to fit into our society. It's ridiculous, yes, but downright funny. Rest assured, you'll be hearing his name quite a number of times as the years pass us by. Number 1. Genghis Khan. Topping off our list at number 1, we have the legendary Genghis Khan. Better known for his military exploits, he is one of the most successful military leaders in the world. As the leader of the Mongol Empire, which stretched from China all the way to Europe, he controlled the largest empire the world has ever seen. He never hoarded his wealth, as Genghis Khan was popularly known as a generous man. During his conquests, after an area was conquered, every item taken was inventoried by official clerks and then later distributed amongst the military and their families. How is he number 1 on our list? Because he owned land. Lots and lots of land, worth more than any living person could imagine. He may not have had anything else, but he had the land and the loyalty of his people. He's definitely worthy of our #1 spot. Which part was your favorite? Who else do you feel could have made the list? Drop a comment below letting us know what you think and how you feel. Feel free to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you get notified when we upload a new video. Make sure to stay on our channel and check out the other videos. We guarantee you won't regret it. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.